Just having a YouTube channel and videos uploaded, it's obvious that I'm going to get some negative comments from time to time, and about the most I'd ever do is respond to them. However, this one takes exception. It's on my I Know What You Did Last Summer review. It's the only comment there, and it reads, "This is an original. It was made in the 90s, retard. This was a movie that started all other slasher movies. Sorry, but you have the worst taste in horror movies ever." I'd like to dissect this a bit. For one thing, I will tell you what is right about this statement. It is correct that I Know What You Did Last Summer was done in the 90s, specifically 1997. However, everything else about this could be, well, actually it is wrong. As far as being original, I'd like to point out that there are three main components to I Know What You Did Last Summer. It is a revenge story. It involves the torment and torture of these individuals throughout most of the movie, and it is a slasher film. And to be honest, I couldn't find any movies that I reviewed that had the same three components to them. But I did a little more digging and found that A Nightmare on Elm Street, however, did have all this criteria. For those of you that are wondering how I can draw a conclusion that I Know What You Did Last Summer and A Nightmare on Elm Street are very similar, let me break it down the same way. Both movies are slasher films, so that's one part of the criteria out of the way. They both involve a revenge story, but in different ways. In I Know What You Did Last Summer, a person was run over and thrown into an ocean believed to be dead, and he comes back to take revenge on the people that had done this to him. In A Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger was attacked by the parents of children in the neighborhood. He dies and comes back and is attacking the children of these parents in their dreams to get revenge on the people that had killed him. It is not direct revenge, but it is still revenge. And as far as torment and torture goes, in I Know What You Did Last Summer, this guy is stalking and taunting them with the fact he knows what they did, he knows the crime they committed, and he's going to get back at them. And it's just driving them insane. In the same vein, Freddy Krueger is assaulting these people in their dreams. Anytime they fall asleep, even daydreaming, they are at risk of being harmed or killed. And he doesn't kill them immediately in every case. In some cases, he will taunt them with their lives, and in a few scenes, he even does some really creepy stuff where he is like right on the edge of killing them, but lets them live, or they wake up, so they just get away. But eventually, he's going to get to them. So yeah, A Nightmare on Elm Street did it first, so I Know What You Did Last Summer is not actually an original film. Like I said, it wasn't when I did the review. Now, as for this being the film that started all other slasher films, that is complete bullshit. Like I said, this was done in 1997, and I could come up with quite a few examples that came before that. And in my opinion, Black Christmas, which was done in 1974, was the one that started the genre into what it is today. The ones that helped promote and encourage the slasher films are A Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and Friday the 13th, which all were made before 1985. And if you really want to get this coffin nailed down, Scream, the one that revitalized the slasher genre was made in 1996, 1 year before I Know What You Did Last Summer. And finally, just for my own sake, I have tried to say this again and again. I do not make ratings of horror films based on how I feel they are done. I don't do it on my personal opinion of what I like and don't like. I do it on criteria, how effective the movie is, how good it was done, and how far beyond just being effective it can be, or how far below meeting just basic standards it falls. And I'm going to stand by this. And frankly, if you think that I am bullshitting you, Jaws, which I gave a 6 out of 5, I would not have given it that if I was going to rate on how I like it. It would have been below a 5 out of 5. But other films like THRU would have probably gotten a higher rating just because I liked them. This does not mean that I'm going to suddenly be doing a change to this, and it doesn't mean that I haven't had some of my own personal opinion feed into these reviews, but it is not the primary focus of my reviews. And as for my taste in horror films, I don't give a damn what you think about my taste in horror films. Frankly, if you can't even give me a good argument as to why my review sucks, and you give me this bullshit and say that I am a retard, God. Frankly, just find someone else to try and piss off. I am so sick of this bullshit. I put up with a lot, and I try not to let it get to me. But you can just fuck off, because I am sick of this shit.